What is going on, everyone? It's DC3 Johnson here with another MLB 20 franchise mode video, guys. So we're going to pick off right where we left off. So in this video we're going to go ahead and cover the home run derby, since we got Tatis Jr. in the home run derby, and we're going to go ahead and cover the rest of July and August. We'll probably leave the video around September so we can go ahead and focus on September being part of either the wild card game or the wild card round, and then doing the rest of the postseason in another video. I know MLB 21 is pretty much around the corner, so we're going to try to crank out these videos as quickly as possible. With that being said, look at the fantastic season right now Tatis has been having: 30 home runs, 76 RBIs. And so moving on forward here, so all he needed was 10, and we got that. We still had about a minute 25 left into that, so Tatis advances to the quarter, or should I say semifinals? I believe so. Longest yardage was 466 on that previous round, and so the thing I don't like is we're gonna go first. That always makes me a little more anxious about this. But I do also have another video that covers the full coverage. We won't do, obviously, the whole thing. We're kind of cutting bits and pieces. But if you were interested, I do have a video on my channel that covers the entire home run derby. We can go ahead and I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description. That way you guys can check it out. And with that being said, so unfortunately Tatis got a little tired. We were able to grind 13 and still use that home run bonus. So basically, based on the distance you hit your home runs, you can potentially get an extra bonus time of 30 seconds. And so with that being done, we're going to try to crank out 3 more. I don't know if it will be enough. And yeah, 16 is going to be the number here that Mr. Jordan Alvarez is going to have to match or beat here. I'm a little anxious already with about 30 seconds left, and it's not looking good. Yeah, that's going to do it, 443. And so with that being said, he advances. Kudos to him. So it's going to be, but unfortunately he ends up falling short in the finals against Giancarlo Stanton, which makes sense. The Yankees always pay top dollar for their players, so might as well get the home run derby trophy. 463 feet. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, and look at that. He improved every single time. The American League beats the National in the All-Star game. Not that it matters much anyway, especially with the home run especially with the World Series no longer having a home court advantage. We got a trade offer here. Not a good one, so it's not even worth looking into. So we're just going to go ahead and just conduct it here. And so just going to simulate here. Looks like a 12-game hitting streak for Mr. Tatis Jr. Oh, it's up to 14 now. But we're going to go ahead and keep simulating here, because, like I said, we're trying to crank out these videos and trying to get through as much content as possible. And so with that being said, looks like a tied situation. We're going to go ahead and come on in. And so look at this, we're 7 games behind the Dodgers, about 9 games in front of the Rockies. So it looks like the NL West has finally slowed down, and they finally kind of collapsed in a sense. So we're going to go ahead and continue right where we left off here. And, ooh, perfect. Ooh. And so trying to go for the other out here. Yep, unfortunately, they do end up getting the out there, so that pretty much will end the inning there. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. We end up getting another opportunity, which I'll actually probably start doing this for future videos, is whenever we get to games, just focus on the batting part and then do the pitching, leave the pitching to the actual pitcher itself. That way it makes it a fair chance to, on our end, that we're providing the CPU a fair chance of trying to be able to get the win on their turf. Because I will say, I personally like to think I'm a better pitcher than a hitter, to be quite frank. But I could be wrong. You guys can see the videos and you guys let me know. And so, unfortunately, there we try to go for the steal there. It does not work. But it doesn't really matter, because it looks like Machado's going to knock it out of the park. And so we got the home crowd here at Petco Park, giving them a nice little show and a nice win. Giants are completely like, damn, we blew it. And I'm gonna be like, yes sir, you did blow it there. And so, wow, whoever has that skyrise like there probably just has a fantastic view of the game. That's probably a really good Snapchat view. Just amazing. But it's only going to cost you $5,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. That's California pricing for you. And so With that being said, we advance on through, so we get to contract extension time. So we have a little bit of budget. We're on the positive side still, but I will say that we're starting to look to. It looks like I think 200 million is probably the highest we can go. We are on top of the wild card slot right now, but we're going to go ahead and move Lorenzo Cain. We don't really have much room for him. Obviously, we're going to keep Granderson. Granderson's been doing a pretty good job. Just look at that, 277. And so with that being said, Tommy Pham wants 11.6 million. And so this is the guy that they ended up putting in instead of Granderson Jr. We're going to have to give a top dollar contract to. And so there you see our payroll for next year. Going to be a slight bit lower, 177 as of right now, but we still got to work a few contracts and maybe adding some free agents in the mix. Obviously that won't be something we will really cover here. That's more something I'll do on my personal time. If you guys do want me to continue the series, you guys can let me know, and I'll be more than happy to continue that. So with that being said, we're moving on through to Chase Fields here with the D-backs. We're gonna unfortunately get the out there, and so it's gonna put us just short. Good job, kudos to the Arizona. They actually started off the season pretty good. They kind of struggled, but they finally get the win here. And so we do end up sweeping the Indians, and it looks like we're trying to beat the Mets here, trying to keep a run here. And so unfortunately, we end up losing the final game there. But still good. We're still about 14 games ahead of the Rockies. Rockies have completely collapsed to 60 and 60. And so right now, Tommy Pham has an opportunity for us to go even higher. And so just taking a quick look at the contract. So you see we signed Tommy Pham to a 3-year deal at top dollar price, just so that way we can go ahead and keep the roster as is. I believe Tommy Pham wanted like 12 or 14 million for a 1 year. So might as well get the 3 years. Get a slight discount, give it down to 11, and so we end up unfortunately dropping 2 to the Rockies. Tied game here. More than likely we're gonna play this one, but we decided to take a chance. I was like, I kind of wanted to, but I was like, you know what, we gotta keep the video going, so it's all good. So we end up getting a couple wins in a row, but this time the Dodgers end up beating us to even the series, and so now the Giants, we go 2-0 against the Giants there, which are going to be crucial wins here. And so right now, tied ball game, Giants end up beating us there, so they even the series 2-2. And so with that being said, we lost 3 in a row. We're going to go ahead and step in here. Since the Rockies are now, I mean, they're still collapsed. They're still about 12 wins out, but we still want to make sure we maintain, especially because more than likely we're going to have to play the wild card game. So we want to make sure we stay ahead of the game and make sure we guarantee home court advantage for that wild card game. Which, by the way, guys, I know that a little sidetrack, but I will say, what do you like? I hope you guys can agree with me, like, as we end up getting out there with Mookie Betts. Wild card round, best of 3 instead of the one game shutoff. What do you guys think? That way, each wild card team has the ability to host 1 game each. So the way I would see it would be basically the lower seeded should host game 1, but then the higher seeded wild card should host game 2 and 3. So that way, you know, you give advantage to the team who gets the win, like they come and close out at home, or potentially the tie-breaking game 3 at home as well. Let me know what you guys think about that, because that is something I've kind of been like, it would make sense, because, you know, it would be basically wild card best of 3, division series best of 5, championship series best of 7, and World Series obviously best of 7. That one's not really going to change, but definitely that is something I'm like, yeah, they should. It shouldn't just be a one-off game, especially if sometimes, you know, you the better deserving team ends up having a bad game. But that's a story for a different day, I guess. Just a little suggestion there. And so with that being said, we get a 2-game series against the Dodgers, and they're splitting it. And so now Tatis unfortunately ends up getting out there. Trying to get the win here, unfortunately, it's going to go to the 11th inning. So hopefully you can trust our pitching staff to get the nice win here. So far they gave up a solo home run. And so now we're going to be forced to try to get a hit here and get a homer to get it down to basically to the 12th of the 12th inning here. So full pressure, but we got Manny Machado, first things first. Unfortunately, that's going to be a bad hit. It's going to be an easy out for the Tiger offense or defense. And so now we try it again a second time. And so that one is also going to be an easy out for them. So with that being said, 2 outs here. And so now it is going to be Mr. Nola, our catcher, who is going to knock it out of the park. So nice souvenir for those in the outfield. And so 17th of the season. And so with that being said, the game is now tied at 3 apiece at the moment. So far, so good here. And so with that being said, now we're going to move on to Mr. Trent Grissom, who has been doing really good for us. Been a little bit more quiet this season compared to last year, but still a very good, tool of offense, and unfortunately ends up getting outed. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go to the 12th inning here, trying to see if we can put this away here. And just so you guys are aware, the Padres are sponsored by Western Metal Supply. And so now we go for the easy 3 there, get the out, and you guys already know who we're bringing in, our boy, Curtis Granderson. So we're going to go ahead and pinch hit, get the pitcher out. We're just going to be like, you know what, let's call it. What do we have to lose? Bottom of the 12th, top of the inning for us in a sense, 0 outs, nothing to lose. And you know what? Batting .266, and he just got us a double. So we are now we're on base, no outs, and our boy Granderson comes through. This is why this. So basically, my assistants, I would definitely rub it in their faces and be like, "Tell me guys, why did we send Granderson to AAA again?" Because let me just remind you, he just got a double right now, bottom of the 12th. And so with that being said, a nice base hit is going to put him 90 feet away from basically getting the nice clincher. Good job to Tommy Pham, who just, once again, as we talked about earlier in the video, signed a 3-year contract extension with us. And so definitely been a really good job. And now our boy Jake is going to hit it. That's going to should be enough to get the win here. And yeah, perfect. It is going to be just enough, guys. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and leave the audio right here. So you guys enjoy the rest of the video. We'll go ahead and start the September games in the next upcoming part, guys. Take care and stay safe out there.
Doing your job, folks. He knew he just needed to lift one to the outfield, and that's just what he did. Hey, a walk-off sac fly isn't as dramatic as a game-winning hit, but it's just as effective. Great team win right there.
Player of the game.
Well, the numbers don't just jump out at you, but his lone